Hi everybody, Jane here, and today I want to do a book versus movie for 1922, a novella by Stephen King.
Pictures and patterns put into words that stream across the page, capturing life as soft spoken.
So I recently read 1922 and I really liked it. I gave it 4 stars. And I was telling a friend about it who is a big Stephen King buff, and she said, "There's a Netflix movie with that same name. I bet it's the same thing." And it is. So I ended up today actually watching the movie, and I wanted to talk a little bit about the movie versus the book. I will say the movie was good as well. The book was good. It was a 4 star. I would rate the movie a 4 star as well. I think they were both very good, maybe in somewhat different ways. The book, I think, is still slightly better, mostly because we really get a feel for the characters and like in the main character's head. So if you don't know, 1922 is about a farmer who makes a decision early on in the book that has a domino effect. And that domino effect touches everything in the rest of the book. And the book is told from his point of view. And of course, it's hard to do a movie that is told from a character point of view. You do have voiceover every now and then with him giving you facts or thoughts or reasoning, but it's not quite the same and it doesn't work quite as well as the book at really explaining who he is, why he made the decisions he did, and the consequences afterwards. So I really did like the story, and the story in the book and the movie was pretty close. There was not any major changes I can point out that I thought were like real deviations from the book and the movie. Like they were pretty spot on the same stuff. I will say the movie made some of the other characters a little more sympathetic. The farmer has a wife who is pretty horrible in the book, and I think in the movie we get more of a feel for who she is, and she is more of a sympathetic character instead of just an awful character. In the beginning of the book, she is, I would say, the primary antagonist, or like the secondary antagonist, I guess. And in the movie, she's still the antagonist, but we get more of an idea of like why she's being the way she is, what she wants, who she is, and I feel like she was just better explained. I will also say the movie wasn't as graphic as the book, which was probably a good thing. But I was kind of surprised. I was expecting it to be a lot more graphic because the book is fairly graphic, and there was a couple scenes that I was expecting to be graphically shown that were not graphically shown at all. Another thing when it comes to like graphicness of the book versus the movie. So one of the things that we have as the theme through both the book and the movie is rats. And in my head, when I read the book, I am picturing these like sewer rats, the ones that's fur is all matted and has like the glowing red eyes and, the scary cartoony rats. And in the movie, they just used, it looked like regular pet store rats. And I kind of had a rough time because I actually love rodents and rats so much. And so while they are supposed to be like a very important part of the horror, and I mean they are because they bite people and cause problems, but they were so cute. It would be almost like if assuming you feel the way I do about rats, which not everybody does, but like to me it was almost like somebody being like, "Yes, in this story, part of this man's terror is that he is being followed by a group of kittens, and sometimes they claw him a little, or claw others. And you can only be so upset." And I'm not talking murder kittens. I'm not talking either like the Pet Cemetery cat who's all like, "Rah!" I'm talking about just adorable little kittens, like, because these rats are just adorable little cute rats, and they don't look scary or aggressive. Like, we needed some CGI to turn these from pet store cutesy rats that I just wanna kiss and cuddle to, like, rats. So, yes, that was my biggest complaint about this whole movie is it really lost some of the horror aspect for me because I happen to love rats, and these rats were so adorable that I understood why they were there and the horror element, but they weren't as good of a horror element for me in the movie because they were so darn cute. If you don't like rats, you may not have that experience. Um, I will say that the movie is a little bit slow. I think, originally my daughter was watching it with me because she read the first bit of the book with me, and she kinda got bored and left, which was totally valid. And I think the book probably was a little bit slow too as far as nothing plot-wise was happening, but we were having, like, a lot of internal conflict and discussions, and I think I didn't really feel it dragging, but the movie did drag a little bit. Also, while it is horror, it's not like a constant horror. You have a horrific thing, and you have, some supernatural-ish horrific stuff that could be like supernatural or could be like hallucination madness of feeling bad about what they did type stuff. And either way, um, it really was not, I would say the movie was kind of less horrific than the book, especially with the rats, but just in general, kind of less horrific. Like we still got the main plot points that were horrific, but I think it did a good job and conveyed as much as it could with what it did, but it is a bit on the slower side too because we're not getting all the internal angst and dialogue and feelings. We're just getting, "Here's the thing." And so, yeah, I really like them both, though. I do think the movie might have been hard to understand had I not read the book first. So if you are inclined to enjoy this, read the book, then watch the movie. I was able to enjoy the movie even though I know what was going on, and I do think the book helped me, like, know kind of what context of some stuff was, because some stuff maybe would have felt a little bit random if you didn't know about them from the book. But overall, both were good, both were very on point, and I enjoyed it. This is this has been Jane. If you have read or watched 1922, please leave it in the comments below. If you have any recommendation for other good King movies and books that I could enjoy both of, let me know. I've already done The Shining, and A Good Marriage is on my radar. But this has been Jane. I'll see you next time. Bye.